Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Can take the mask off.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, Geetika, you are from the hills.
Sir,
From the hills? Are you from the
yes,
hills?
sir. I am from the hills.
You are from the hills.
So, Nainital.
Yes, sir.
So, what is Nainital known for?
So, the first thing that Nainital is known for is the Naina Lake.
Is the lake.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And why is it called Nainital?
Sir, there is a legend that goes like this, that when Lord Shiva was carrying his wife, that is Devi Sati, one of her eye, it fell on the spot and it created a lake. Therefore, it is named after the eye, Naina Lake.
So, along the lake, what are the main buildings?
So there is a Naina Devi temple in the Mallital area, and there's also a hotel, a very famous hotel, Ashok Hotel, along the Mall Road. And sir, there's also a clubhouse, a boat clubhouse near the Tallidal area. Yes, these are the buildings.
And a library?
So I'm not aware of library.
No. Okay. So, tell me that, you see, the hilly parts of, India, so you have, in fact, it used to be part of UP, then it got separated, so you have got. So, what, according to you, are the main problems of hilly regions in India? Say, your state of Uttarakhand, then you can go towards Himachal and all those. So, what really are there any distinctive problems of the hill areas from the rest of India?
So the first problems that we face, the hill areas, especially which are not prevalent much in the rest of the India, would be the natural calamities and natural disasters. Especially in Uttarakhand, there's a lot of cloud bursts, and there is landslides that occur frequently, which also trigger floods, and even glacial lake outbursts that trigger floods. And the man-made disasters also occur because of rampant development and deforestation also. The natural disasters are occurring at a much more rapid frequency in these areas. So other than this, transportation seems to be an issue, and connectivity, especially with small villages, is somehow not present because of the landslides. The roads that are built, they also suffer from frequent blockades, and they have to be cleared routinely. So connectivity might also be an issue in these regions.
So, tell me, the hills in the southern part of India also say the Nilgiris.
Yes.
So, what's the big difference between the Nilgiris and the Himalayas?
So the hills in the southern part of India, these are more stable hills geologically. However, in the Himalayas, they are more seismically active hills. In terms of height also.
Okay, good, thanks.
Thank you so much, sir.
Tell me. One of your hobbies is listening to Arabic songs.
Yes.
Do you understand Arabic?
Sir, I do not understand Arabic as
Then
such.
what do you enjoy in the song? Just the music and the beat, or what is it that you enjoy in the song?
So primarily for me, Arabic songs bring back a lot of good memories. From 2013, sir, I visited the Global Youth Environment Forum, and there my grouping was with all the Middle Eastern kids. So they used to listen to Arabic songs a lot, and I used to sit with them, and then I socialized, and I also started listening. So they bring back a lot of memories to me.
They can't surpass Kumauni and Garhwali songs.
So Kumauni and Garhwali songs I also hear actually.
Okay. Tell me, where do you see yourself 10 years down the line?
So 10 years down the line, if I have to project, there are a lot of assumptions that I'll have to make first. The first best case scenario would be that I do well, I get a good rank, I get my first preference, and then I'm working hard in the Indian Foreign Service. And Indian Foreign Service.
Okay.
And sir, if that does not happen for some reason, any reason, then I think I will want to study more. I want to go for some masters, get an education. And sir, I also want to explore writing and creative fields. Being creative is something that makes my life meaningful. So these are also the fields that I can explore.
Tell me, it's because of certain things you feel you want to do in life. This is why you are talking about the foreign service. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, supposing you don't get it and you get some other service, what do you do?
So this is a thought that I have actually thought about. And for me, civil services as they are, and the institution that they provide, and the kind of job profile that they offer, I think overall all the services to me feel good enough and very nice for me to be working hard and exploring how I can develop my personality within these services.
Fine. Supposing you don't get the foreign service, you get something else. Do you try for the foreign service again?
So this will depend on two things again. The first is what service I get, and the first prime objective that I would have is to be good in those services, to get acquainted, to realize how good I am. And if I feel very comfortable and if I like the service and I'm also doing well and people around me are telling me that I'm doing well, I expect myself to continue there.
Okay.
However,
you belong to Uttarakhand.
Yes.
Fine. Uttarakhand has recently been created. 20 years is a tiny dot in the vast spectrum of history. Now, don't you think your state needs a professional like you to be there?
So I believe that professionals are needed at every level, by every state. Yes.
I'm talking about you and Uttarakhand.
Yes, sir.
Foreign, you can travel 10 times in a year, there is no issue. You can go and be there for 2 years, 3 years, irrespective of which service you are in. What do you say to that?
So I would like to say that yes, professionals are needed, and I would be a good professional no matter what service I join. And me choosing foreign services is more of a personal interest. However, there's so much talent in India. So I always wanted. I'm so sorry.
पानी ले लो. No, आराम से बताओ. There's no issue.
So I believe it all started in 2013 when I got to represent India, and I had my name tag Geetika, and below it I had India written. And
where were you representing and what?
Seoul.
so, yes.
Okay.
So we had a lot of meetings and interactions with ambassadors, and there was one particular interaction that stood out to me. It was Netherlands ambassador to Korea, and he was talking about a story, and he was telling me how someone in the Middle East had said something about their country, and then how their country began to develop their renewable energy program. And this story to me meant a lot at that age, and I thought how a country can actually react to things and how people are actually at such positions working towards something like this. And then I explored that even in India there must be something, and I wanted to represent India in the same manner.
Who's your role model?
So I have many role models, and the ones that I would like to name would be Dr. Jaishankar and Dr. Apala Mishra also.
Doctor?
Apala Mishra.
What name?
Mishra.
Yes.
Who is that? Forgive my ignorance.
So she is an Indian Foreign Service selected candidate in 2020.
Okay.
How do you know her?
So I was exploring YouTube for certain help and guidance because I did not have coaching or anything. So she actually told us that you do not need coaching to crack this exam, and then she has been a help in that reaction. So I followed.
Who was the first lady Indian Foreign Service?
So her name starts with M, but I am forgetting the name at present.
Doesn't matter, since you are so much interested, that's why I asked.
Thank you,
belong
sir.
to Haldwani.
Yes, sir.
What is Haldwani known for? What is the industry there in Haldwani?
So, Haldwani is next to Kathgodam, which is known as the gateway of Kumaon.
What is the industry for which Haldwani is known?
So, in terms of industry, near Pantnagar there is Sidgul, which is present, and in Haldwani, so there is transportation industry is very developed over there because they have to transport to the whole Kumaon region, hill areas, and so these are the ones that I'm aware of.
Haldwani is also known for stones. Stone scratching. So, but it has not been able to develop as an industry there. It's known for stones, and the best of stones are you aware of it?
So I'm not aware of
so,
this.
so anyway, we leave it at that. What was your optional?
So, political science and international
So
relations.
you must have studied something about Gandhi.
Yes, sir, yes.
And where does he stand as far as your favorite philosophers are concerned, your favorite role model persons are concerned?
So, as far as my favorite role models are concerned, I believe Gandhiji.
He is not amongst the two that I know, the first two. Where does he stand for you?
For me, my approach towards Gandhiji has not been very smooth. Initially, when I read about him, I really took him as someone so great. And then I explored more, and I thought that the radical ideas that young people get, that non-violence, ahimsa, and then I read his books, My Experiments with Truth, and I think my whole thinking process changed, and I realized that somehow Gandhiji is a person who is too hard to understand for somebody who is too young like me. And then I realized the gravity of his ideas, and now where he stands is, I think that his intellect and his process, and I would call him a mastermind, sir. And Mastermind.
Mastermind.
Yes, sir.
So,
And sir, I would say not only his ideals, the overall approach he took towards Indian independence struggle is very inspiring to me now.
very inspiring.
Yes, sir.
Achha, so now I'll take you to another level of discussion about Gandhi.
Yes.
Gandhiji was influenced by anarchism also. Have you heard about anarchism as a strategy and a political theory, political thought, as a strategy? Have you heard about anarchism in the early part of 20th century?
So I believe
It grew very fast at that stage.
So
What was the influence of anarchism on Gandhi?
Sir, Gandhiji was not in support of state. He believed that state was an evil and it was sanctioned violence. And he believed that there should be concentric circles of power with people in the center. And Gandhiji's approach was towards Sarvodaya, from rural village economies.
So he was a peaceful anarchist, would you put it that way?
Yes, sir.
So who was another contemporary peaceful anarchist of his time and which influenced him largely? Can you think of the name?
So,
You've answered the question very well, no doubt about it.
I believe I cannot recall.
Leo Tolstoy.
Yes, sir, Leo Tolstoy.
Have you heard about his
Yes.
influence on Gandhi?
Yes, I've read it in my course book.
Acha. Now again on Gandhi, Gandhi is also considered to be a reformer. What were reformist views as far as Gandhian thought is concerned?
So,
What was the reformist component rather in Gandhian thought?
So, the most prominent one being his campaign against the untouchables, and he called them Harijans, and he worked to reform Hinduism as a religion based on mutual respect and equality. So
Very good. Just last question,
Yes.
another totally different. There's been lateral entry into civil services, and you are a budding entrant into the civil services. How do you view lateral entry into services when viewed against the competitive exam grill which you are passing through? Do you approve of it? If so, why? And if not, why?
So I approve of it, and I
Approve of it?
Yes, sir. I think it will benefit the services, and lateral entry should not be the only path. It should be a supplement. If some expertise is needed and required by our country to function well, then this is a path that needs to be explored, and the other path, which is through these competitive exams, is open. So there is an opportunity for others to enter the services.
So you mean to say it will be a happy mix? for
Yes.
administration.
So
Okay.
that's all. Thank you so much, sir.
Geetika,
Yes.
I'm going to take you slightly far afield from what we have just so far been discussing, to the economy, to India's economy. What do you believe pre-COVID were the biggest challenges India's economy was facing?
So pre-COVID. So pre-COVID. So before COVID, the biggest challenge that India's economy was facing was infrastructure development, I would say, and our logistics cost that have been so high compared to other counterparts. And so other than that, unorganized and non-formal nature of our economy was a challenge that we have been facing.
Anything else?
So I think in terms of transparency also, pre-COVID transparency was much less compared to what the latest boom in technology has done.
Is this an economic challenge?
So I believe transparency is all pervasive in all the challenges that we can.
It's a governance challenge. Let me press you a little bit further. Other than infrastructure and the unorganized economy, which are correct, I'm not disputing that. Do you see any other structural problems that the Indian economy faced prior to, historically, over the 70 years? What do you think, what is the conjuncture that India's economy was standing, let us say, 5 years ago?
So I think non-performing assets can be something that is also a big challenge that we were facing.
Okay, Professor.
Thank you.
Because you said Dr. S. J. Shankar is your icon. Can you tell me something uniquely different that he brings to India's foreign policy?
So I believe he is a professional, a professionally trained diplomat who is at the post of Honorable Minister of External Affairs. Because of that, he brings in-depth knowledge and the bold way in which he carries and presents our national interest.
What is that bold way?
So I believe Dr. Jaishankar is making sure that not only India knows, but everybody knows that the weight of India in the world politics is huge and our importance is being conveyed.
Have you seen or read or bought his book called The India Way?
So I know about the book, but I have not read it.
No, it's not important. But he definitely is putting forward very assertive narrative of India's foreign policy, making several Americans talk of India following Bull Fourier diplomacy, which the world used to talk about Chinese before that. I heard you say that you have read My Experiments with the Truth.
Yes.
What does Gandhi prescribe in dietary? How much of weightage, how much you think of his book is devoted to dietary?
So Gandhiji has talked about diet a lot. In fact, he urged and insisted that fruits and natural things that are available to humans, which are not much processed, should be eaten. He himself also followed his own dictum, and towards the end he has urged people to tell him an alternative for milk which could not be obtained.
And he also prescribes some therapies in that book.
So therapies.
Yeah, some health related therapies.
So I believe.
Okay, no problem. It's possible you have not memorized the whole book. I'm not saying that. But what is the nature of the book?
So the book.
What makes it different from other books you read?
So for me, that book is very personal, and the way Gandhiji has written about his life and his personal incidences.
How was it originally written? Was it written as a book?
So I'm not aware of that.
Okay. This wasn't written like a book. It was serialized articles in Gujarati. Anyway, so I fully agree with you. You said you want to represent India. I felt good when you said that. And there is possibly you can be an athlete, you can be many other things, but there is no better way to represent India than hold ambassadorial positions or be foreign secretary. How many women have been appointed foreign secretary so far?
So, I'm aware of Nirupama Rao ma'am, but other than that, I'm not aware
Okay.
of them.
Not a problem. But very few women have been appointed. Last question is, what do you think you as a woman would bring different to either administration or in case of foreign policy if you get your dream job?
So, as a woman, the first thing on face value that I will bring is the woman perspective, and the way women feel about peace, and the way women feel about war, and the way women feel about interactions in general. And there is this saying, even in theory, that women have a genuine concern for peace, and women would want dialogue always, because women suffer in situations of not only war but even during peace. And this fresh perspective and this feminization of our foreign policy, which is also
I'm
undertaken.
tempted to add one more question. As a woman, you'll have to take many tough decisions.
Yes.
So how would you balance between enforcement and compassion?
So I believe compassion is inherent in all the things that we do at responsible positions, and tough decisions are to be taken not with conflict, not in conflict with compassion, but because of the underlying compassion that is there.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.